me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scandal, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. Hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to crime. You can't fool me again.
What fi gonna eat no money, what fi at you, eat no at you. Covid money, miss you, we eat the your little rat you. Use the youth, the money, waste my must a man to statue. Say me like a cash, but me got in a figure you. Take the spit of money, gal and say that is not you. On the head, the man above him, him a got a bet. Too much it in the kitchen, some a fly by like a patu. When singers and DJs and social media's coming at you.
It burn me.
300% raise.
It burn me.
Garbage pile up the day.
It burn me.
Give the teacher them raise.
It burn me.
I see corruption face.
It burn me.
Mash down the people them house.
It burn me.
Every day appear arms out.
It burn me.
Appear money them a thief.
It burn me.
And them a sell out with each.
Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scandal, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to crime. You can't fool me again.
For me say big up all the charities and all of the givers. Some a go like say them powerful, me no make a bigger. The already promises none of them no deliver. Cut up the youth them rough and they down in our river. Member bold money and they lie them tell. Corruption smell and they pocket them swell. When police don't a market like Satan out of hell go mash up people start like thief when them sell.
It burn me.
Or they treat the market man.
It burn me.
Or them a treat the cat man.
It burn me.
Or they treat the peanut man.
It burn me.
Or them a treat the dirt man.
It burn me.
Or them a treat the son man.
It burn me.
Or them a treat policeman.
It burn me.
How them a treat soldier man.
It burn me.
How them a treat everyone.
Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scandal, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't.
Stevie dim day. We in Global TV says certain kind of friend we no keep. And some informer friend we love like. We in Global, bona fake friend and bona tape. We in Global, we not promote them, we not support them. Look at them on the cheek come here represent for. We in Global TV. Check it.
Good morning, good morning. It is Friday the 8th of November. Time fly on a thought by Christmas present yet. Because you just need to bat your eyelid twice, you know. And the big spending will start. But are you going to continue to follow the malarkey of spending your money with these corporate entities for a celebration that really don't mean much or nothing other than economic advantage? But there you go. Good morning, all, and welcome. Thank you for joining us to my community of party and all my family members, platform moderators, membership holders, viewers, subscribers, commenters, and trolls. Good morning. I don't know what happened with TikTok. Over TikTok, my screen just flicker. I don't know. I don't understand over there. Anyway, that's another story. Beat and teach. Good morning. Good morning. Sonia Johnson, good afternoon. UK time, real sweet. Darth Elliott, Bros. Sanjay Stewart. Marcia Thomas. Good morning, good morning. Like and share the live, please. I love how Jamaicans are engaged in the American politics, Suzette McIntosh. But when you talk to them about Jamaican politics, me can't bother ya, man. Them corrupt, them President Trump corrupt too. Might not be the type of corruption like our leaders. President Trump is racist. President Trump is a liar. President Trump is a misogynist. President Trump is a narcissist. President Trump is a mad person. At the end of the day, though, he is the president of the United States that we're going to entangle with and interact about for the next 4 years. Like it or leave it. What I think, Jason Kane Morning, we all need to do, though, is deal with politics and drop the like or the dislike for the personality. You should not turn down information, Christine Gilbert Morning, because of the dislike, or accept the information and challenge or gracefully because of your like for a particular politician. The question is, though, are they all on screen or the same? Because the truth is, when you look at it, President Trump was, one could argue, was a moral issue weaponized by the Democrats. One could argue that. Many will have different opinion as to whether they should weaponize that hush money payment that happened years before his presidency. The debate also, people were taking note of a lot of what was said in the debate. The problem that Kamala Harris want to continuously ram home abortion rights and transgender rights and war and other things. Those are some of the things that people were very disgruntled about, regardless of the Democrats' push. People were more concerned about some moral issues as well as the economy. Veteran, I'll say, well, go on. People were concerned about moral issues, the easy jerk, as well as the economy, which Kamala and Biden don't seem to be done as well as they promised or as well as people hope. Therefore, with all of everything thrown about, the balance of power in the United States is tilted in a way where I have never seen it such before. And even though I supported Trump over Kamala, it caused me concern. I don't like when one party is being thrown everything. I like a bit of bat and ball in politics. But here, everything was thrown away. Debbie Jarvis not reach it. Everything was thrown away to Donald Trump. And that shows that regardless of what the Democrats were saying, whatever they were spending, it didn't ring true. Control of the presidency, control of the Senate, with majority where they can push through things, control of the House, as well as control of the governorship. That is what worried me. Too much power is being swung to the Republican, Violet Watson. But who is to be blamed, though, for so much power being swung to a president which America and a lot of the world fear, whether the fear is warranted or not? But I do believe whatever the Democrat did went horribly wrong because the balance of power is tilted in Trump's favor in a huge way. He won't have problem unless he has rebels in his camp. He won't have much legislative pushback. He won't have much spending pushbacks. That is what causes concern for me. The power is been tilted too far. Just like I always said, I have concern with how the power was tilted, Sharon Bernard, in the 2020 general election. Because if a leader has a tyrannical mindset and the leader has lackeys behind them, like we saw Trump had in his first term, he had a lot of blindly led executive members. Andrew Holness, the same, have a blindly led cabinet or a blindly led party. When you have those leaders with such legislative competence, if they have a tyrannical tendency or a tyrannical mindset, it can go south or it can be turbulence. But personally, for me, I don't think how a lot of people are viewing that Trump will be very radical. I'm not sure, even though he did have control of the Senate then, but not of the House. And he lined the Supreme Court after that. So there's a huge conservative tip beyond the Supreme Court where Trump tipped it before he left the last presidency. But there's a huge conservative tilt in America. And I think part of that, the easy jerk world, is because the left has gone into lunacy and cuckoo land. And people are saying no. Because that debate, that particular debate is also here. Can a man be a woman? Can a man have a penis? Can a man... all sorts of malarkey and the whole queerism and the whole transgender movement. A lot of people saw what is coming, the teaching that has already been implemented. A long time it ago, especially in Britain. So parents in Britain know, say, you have a child in the school. When them are write to you about your child, is them or there. So they must say, Wayne bump their head or Wayne bump them head. Is not Wayne bump his head, you know. Wayne bump their head. It goes deeper though. They start this behavior right in the maternity ward. When the maternity, and parents who are having children in this Britain can tell you, when they're speaking to parents about their children immediately after birth, they do not refer to them as him or her. They refer to them as their or they. They or their. That's how far it is gone. That's why it is in the early era of the school, because them started in a maternity ward. And these are the type of agenda that the Democrat was pushing: population control, wholesale abortion, and the whole of that. The people of America are saying we're not accepting it, especially the vote that Kamala and the Dems were depending on, like the black vote. the Muslim votes, the Latino votes. Those are people who have conservative social value where they don't want to skin out and broke out and dash out like America and kill wholesale like America. These are some of the factors that really tilt the things the way it has been tilted, gave Donald Trump more power than he thought he could have ever got. More power than him thought him could ever got. It is based on the Dems, on the too much left leaning, and the war, the murder wholesale from abortion to dropping bombs. People are fed up of that. You weren't listening to people that they are fed up of bombs being dropped on children. There's a whole lot of things. On the other hand, I don't think the people were ready for Kamala either. I'm going to get to the Samoa agreement. Denise Hilton. I'm not going to go deep into it. I'm just going to brush over. But I see where the Anglican Church might be forwarding the agenda, said, loosen up, things coming, loosen up. Loosen up, things coming. Where is it? I want to find that. I'm not going to read it because my eyes need rest, my people. My eyes are very blurry because my eyes stuck to screen all the while, either watching something or reading something. I need rest, oh. I need rest. I can't even find the article, but it is somewhere yonder, yeah. It is somewhere. But basically, the Anglican diocese just are telling us to loosen up, and I have to loosen up on yourself to accept more. Because two agenda you need to take note of and listen carefully when these people speak. I know sometimes you don't want to hear them speak. But you see, when the climate change agenda is being spoken of, because I don't know if you notice how much our Prime Minister has been pushing that agenda, you must take note carefully. A lot of your new regulations will be coming via climate change or health. So, we don't need to stay focused. There's also the equality agenda that you need to pay attention to. We know of the equality agenda that was based on the struggle against racism, white supremacy, institutional racism, and all that jazz. The equality agenda is no more much about that. Just like a lot of other agendas, the queer community has taken over the equality agenda. Therefore, a lot of the Samoa interventions going forward will come in the form of an equality agenda. So those are some of the things that you are to be aware of. Climate change, equality. When you hear those two words, your ears should perk up and listen well as to the context of what they're telling you. Because, Patricia Matthews, how are you doing? It's by way of how certain agenda will be pushed. It will either push via health, climate change, or equality. So you ought to take note when you hear those things. Don't just make them use those words so loosely and you don't understand why they're using it or what's the context behind them telling you about climate change or policies have to this with climate change, equality this and equality that. But finally on the Trump issue, let's listen to the views of Jamaicans on the Trump issue, because I quite like how Jamaicans are involved in the American politics, but sometimes not so readily involved in Jamaican politics as you would hope. Vernon Adams.
Female government and Democrats don't talk about, sex and whole rights of women and everything. They never talk about ending of the war or anything. So that as a result of that, I look say Trump for the win.
To be honest with you now, personally, maybe because of more sentimentality, I would have preferred Kamala to win. But what I am really observing, I am really shocked that the American people chose a criminal. A man has 30 accounts. I know that couldn't work in Jamaica. That would never happen in Jamaica, but that's the politics. Another thing that nobody must ignore, is that people are really concerned about the bottom line, the real issue when you go to the supermarket. And unfortunately, Kamala did not say anything about bread and butter. She only talked about that she's going to cut out the, what you call it, in the 70s, we used to have that type of thing in Jamaica, where price gouging, something like that. But Trump, whether or not him going to deliver, him say, listen man, I'm going to make America great again, I'm going to put money back in your pocket. And that is what really, the people that talk over the past 2 years, just like in Jamaica. Yeah, the GLP are doing a whole lot of things, and I hope I learn from this. They don't do a whole lot of things, but the bottom line is people are feeling in their pocket. And him now, and Kamala now listen, and maybe him, Andrew now listen, so the same, they might catch him too.
I always had the question about whether or not America was ready for for a female president. It's not to say that a woman can't be competent, but it was a question that I had. So I do contemplate now if that was one of the reasons why she didn't win. That being said, also, I sincerely do believe in all things God are sovereign. God is sovereign. So at the end of the day, Trump has won the presidency, and there are many things that have happened in this election which were surprising. He is the first Republican president to win the popular vote. That has to be acknowledged. I think it says that America said something, they spoke. Whether or not it's what was expected is another question. I saw the comments from media about pollsters wondering why the polls didn't predict the level of how far ahead the level of support that Trump would have received. They really didn't predict that. They underestimated the level of support that he would have received. That is to be noted. He is only the second president to win a second term with a gap in between. There's something to be said about that. Everything that was thrown at him, he has overcome. There's something to be said about that. My conclusion in the end, whether or not it's favorable, is it seems he was meant to be president at this time, given all the factors.
And he came to the conclusion that perhaps it is what the United States has come to. It is what the United States has come to.
What do you mean by that?
A man with the antecedents of Trump, having won the presidency once, didn't perform well as far as I'm concerned, come back and win it again.
I don't know what these two gentlemen is talking about Trump antecedents. I've never heard about Trump in gun and drugs running. I've never heard of Trump in gangs and supply gangs with guns. I've never really heard of that, but that is well known of our Jamaican politicians. So I don't know which planet these people are speaking from.
It look away.
I'm elated.
Yeah. You're elated. Why?
And relieved.
Why? because I think the country's been really on a bad track. One of the things I really love especially about him is that he didn't start any wars. And I think he really cares about the country. He doesn't need to be doing this. He could be sitting on a beach somewhere chilling. I think he's really brave to keep going after they tried to take him out twice. And I really think the country was much better off, and people were much better off when he was in office. People might not like him personally, but you don't hire people for their personality. I personally don't mind his personality, but I think the country will be on a much better track.
Trump is Republican, right? So from the very beginning, he was always pushing the Christian perspective. You know, he's pro-life. You know, even though there are some little gray areas, but I don't believe he's, on the grander scheme of things, I don't believe he's a bad president. I mean, you've had worse. We've had worse presidents. So I think it's. Let's see what he does. Let's see the changes.
What do you
let's
think this
see.
means for us in the Caribbean and Jamaica?
Well,
What's my concerns?
how I'm not sure if it's going to affect us negatively. You know, I'm not sure. I know people are always thinking about visa and getting to go overseas and all of that, and they believe that he's gonna clamp down on immigration and stuff for it. But I just want to see what happens. You know,
The last time he was president, I know that a lot of, I know the repercussions with the immigration thing, that a lot of Jamaicans, because most of us over there, you know, so I run away, we get 6 months, and we run away, so man a tremble whole heap. So if you're not American, you may go after a lot of guys, and even those who are there for many years and want to try to get legalized, they may find themselves in trouble.
That's a concern for you?
Yes, it's a concern for me.
To be honest with you, I don't feel like I'm informed enough to be able to say definitively how this is going to impact Jamaica. But we do have to care about what happens in America. Seems to have helped him to win was the confidence in the impact it would have on the economy. And an American economy winning could also mean for Jamaica an opportunity to win from, you know, being able to participate in the financial sector there. So that could be a win for people who strategically leverage through trading, through, you know, stocks, being able to partake. We already see the winning stocks today.
I don't know that it's going to mean anything special for us. I don't think it's going to mean anything special for us. The Democrats lost it. Not necessarily that Trump won it.
No, this is some of the nonsense that people just get wind up into. The Democrat lost it, not necessarily Trump won it. It is fair that you could use that argument in the Hillary-Trump contest, but certainly not this contest. Trump won. Trump ideology, Trump campaign, Trump policies, Trump promises won overwhelmingly. So I don't know what these people are talking about. But the Democrat never lost. Trump never won. The Democrat never lost it. Trump necessarily know it. I don't understand it.
And in addition to the Democrats losing it, it is an indication that the United States has reached a point at which a man with Trump's antecedents can come back and win again against a lady who, from all appearances, would have made a better manager of the country. But there were some things that I think militated against her.
Beat and Teach, your comment is exactly why I'm playing this video, is to see how well Jamaicans are involved in American politics. But you can't get them to involve at this level when it comes to Jamaican politics. It's about their partisan or personality. Everything just wind down into partisan tribal and personality.
Like? She didn't want it as much as
Okay, never mind him. Him a freeze. But I really
Trump.
wanted you to hear all of it.
Trump had to get it. If he don't get it, I think that he'll be facing very serious legal consequences.
So we expect from him in terms of for we in Jamaica and the Caribbean.
And that's more of the same thing. That's more of the same thing. White people can't expect that much from them. Nothing I expect a great change.
Yeah, I think the whole world would be better off because I think it will be more peaceful. I think he'll stop the fighting in Ukraine. I think he'll, as he did before last time, with the Abraham Accords, I think he'll help bring peace to the Middle East. The other side, and I think a lot of people with the military-industrial complex, they're all invested in selling weapons and stuff. He's the only president that came out poorer than he went in the presidency. And like I say, he never took his salary. I'm really happy. I think there's hope.
The truth is, there are worse, and there were worse presidents than Trump. What they weaponized the justice system against Trump, Bill Clinton committed that very offense in office. They continue going on about racism. The issue of racism is I can't castigate Trump and racism. All American presidents are racism. The American structure was very well designed and developed on that. Of course, there's many struggles and fight to deal with the racism, but Trump speak what white America thinks. It's not that white America racism has been changed or go anywhere. It's pretty much still the same of all. It's just because legislation say you cannot do certain things in public. Trump immigration policy don't worse than for Barack Obama. It don't worse than for Britain. Barack Obama deported more immigrants than Trump has in his 8 years than Trump could ever think of. Barack Obama dropped more bombs than any other president America has dropped in bomb. They were worse president than Trump. Bush told a lie in order to go and kill millions of people. They were worse a president than Trump. Trump believe in one thing that I believe in. Don't believe in the killing of people. Don't believe in the war. Don't believe in the unnecessary wars. But people will never tell you the truth about Barack Obama because everything is shade over in Barack Obama's color. The same color where Kamala come back upon and people wake up and say, no, too much of it. Empress Deb, how are you? But Jamaicans are very much engaged in the American politics quite intelligently. You wonder why all of us cannot discuss our politics. That's intelligent so we can find solution and we can look at politics through the issues and policies rather than me love me party, me love me leader, and me love me MP. Let's look at why America is in Haiti, even though none of them don't want to tell you about it. Even though Jamaica join in with America, even though Kenya join in and gone in, but they don't want to tell you why they are there.
U.S. embassy in the Western Hemisphere in Haiti, and it is the fourth largest U.S. embassy in the world. While they're telling you we have no resources, okay? But another thing, Haiti has an extraterrestrial material that is found nowhere else in the world except South Africa, and it's the purest in Haiti. We have an asteroid mountain in different places. We have mountains, they're made of asteroid. They use this asteroid because it's the remain of this asteroid that is so heat resistant that they use for spacecrafts. 1 ton of Haiti's iridium.
Iridium. I wanted to get to
iridium
that. Yeah.
is worth $45 billion. We have mountains of it. So what the UN occupation is that they put soldiers and private military contractors in UN uniforms. They're everywhere in Haiti, digging out the mountains. They built the largest U.S. embassy in the Western Hemisphere in Haiti, and it is.
But they would want to tell you that Haiti, crime need to fix in Haiti. This is all the struggle is about, land and territory, where America want to control Haiti land and resources. And the gangs are saying, no, no, you have exploited the world enough. This is the problem where you hear people want to use the argument of communism, so Cuba must bow to America's demands. Bow to which America's demand? Why people should bow to America's demand to get somewhere or to use their own resources to develop their land, while America want to drop bomb on you to steal your resources, to take it to develop America's war machine. President Trump was the only president that tell NATO, I'm going to defund NATO or I'm going to dismantle it. Because President Trump knows that the whole NATO system was just about going around the world. A group of European countries arm themselves together, going around the world, fighting off other countries with them wealth and take them land and them wealth from them. So I don't view the world as going to be in a worse place than it was from 2016 to 2020. In fact, they may send another demic like they did in Trump presidency because them can't get them usual killing feel of dropping bombs. So one might just have to prepare yourself for another lockdown. And that me more worried about. And that me more worried about engaging another lockdown, because those who enjoy dropping bombs on us as toy may not get what they really want. So they have to prepare another culling field. Have you ever looked at it that way? These people are about minimizing humanity, and they do it cold-heartedly and cruelly. President Trump was the only US president that refuses to start a new war. That I celebrate and salute. I don't like wars. I don't like to see people die unnecessary. I don't like to see the images of Palestine. If it don't disturb the world, then we are living in some cloud cuckoo mentality. Those things don't sit well with me. I'm only hoping him could stick to him word and end these useless wars. And on the issue of Trump immigration, back again, probably the last bit for him for this morning. This Britain that we live in operate a more cold-hearted immigration policy than Trump could ever dream of. This Britain burned the London document of the Windrush passengers. And this Britain went on a tirade and deport Windrush generation and them children were born here. Trump can't get close to that. So me here America people are jump up about Trump are go send them home. Trump are go use immigration about them. Trump first thing in 2016 campaign, his first rant was about immigration. Build that wall. You hear talk much about the wall this time? Trump is a showman. The man know how to stage a performance. Half of the nonsense when talk, him don't mean it. He knows about audiencing. Don't take the madman all that serious. Him mad, him wicked, him racist, him lie. All of that. I do know that. I don't dispute that. But he's not all as bad as the Democrat and the deep state are making him out to be. We had 4 years of him before. It was 4 years of brilliant laughter. 4 years of brilliant laughter. When you see Fan Trump left how we sad and miserable. Give them a chance to give us more fun. The world is a very sad place since lockdown. Come on now. Anyway, Sharon Peart. No, sir. Here, people, Norman Ferguson, Wagwan. You will have to tolerate the Trump debate. A 4 more year he's going to have to deal with. He's a president that's going to make choices that will affect the world, not just America. This is why America politics is viewed across the world and focused on, because of that thing I always tell you about, America's foreign policy. And the American foreign policy conjured up with a whole lot of different things, from the UN, the Security Council, the World Trade, the WTO, the World Health Organization, the World Health Assembly, the World Bank, the IMF, and the overarching American hegemonistic madness, which is mainly about their military complex and their military dominance globally, twisted with their finance and economic system, which has now been broken by China and BRICS. If we had Kamala, we would have bombs unleashed on us, because that's what the deep state and the Democrats want. They want a war with Russia and China to break the economic back of Russia and China, because they want to keep the American economy going. And a war really boosts the American economy through the military industrialized complex. They sell a lot of weapon, and their weapon machine goes into overdrive to supply the killing field. Aren't you all tired of that? Ladybug, how you do? Who have I seen? UVC TV Jamaica Unique, Visual Caribbean, good morning. Me tired of the killing field, and it give me joy that Trump refuses to drop unnecessary bombs. And that's a good thing for me. Don Fox, morning. On to other things. On to other things. On to other things. It seems as if there's a price is now being placed on our security, even though crime is rising and the government is telling us crime is going down. Facing a hefty wage bill due to overtime payments, the Jamaica Constabulary Force is putting cap on overtime for its officers effective the 17th of November. Is there a price on our security? Will the cut in overtime, will the cap in overtime put a further strain on the workforce? Will it prevent them from securing us half and half? I don't know what the overtime means, but I think the government has done so well with our economy. I don't think a price should really be put on our security if our officers are willing to work overtime, and if overtime aids the operation of our security forces to be more effective. Chang and Prime Minister and Faval, I wonder how it works. I don't know. My only question is there a price on our security? It just don't sound too much sensible. When on still I tell us the crime a go down. So is it because crime a go down why you don't need the police them to do overtime anymore because them don't have much to do? I don't know, Dr. Chang. Just asking. Just asking for somebody around the corner. Because some of these things really don't make much sense. Just like how you say, there's not much value. There's not much value in police wearing them body-worn camera in a fatal incident. I don't understand that neither, Dr. Chang. As the lady down a man never said, we never have a chance later. So we never understand what Dr. Chang has said. We tend to buck up in the same problem to you, no, sir. I don't the lady down a man alone have that problem. We tend to buck up in a hit. We just never brave like her to say it up in your face. But we know we have the same problem. Don't think we don't have that problem too. All of we have the same problem. And then, this is another malarkey of the government. Sign away Andrew Holness and Horace Chang to fight crime without limitations on the rights of law-abiding citizens. It is what curfew does. It is what Zozo does. It is what state of emergency does. Find a way to fight crime meaningfully without suppressing or limiting Horace Harrison, the freedoms of law-abiding John. Every little hotspot, curfew. What about high police presence rather than curfew? Have you ever think of that? If there's a troubled area, Prime Minister, Deputy Prime Minister, Minister of National Security, Minister of walking around, speaking to police and taking pictures and videos. Try this. If you have a hot spot, rather than limiting the rights of law-abiding citizens, you put more resources into the area, more manpower, more police on the beat, more police patrol. That's a way to fight crime in hotspots, you know. But then again, Dr. Chang, Carson said, you know the one who issue those same guns that are causing the problem, no, are the one who are aligned to those gangs who are creating havoc in our country. It is hard for either politicians to fight crime. PMP Zeeks, PMP, what the barefoot one down a man the name Skengdan, Labor Right, Dodos, and all sort. You've always been lined to criminality. How then? Huh? How then do you fight crime effectively? How do you fight crime independently? Make the police them do them crime without ever calling minister and say, well, you war at police. What the boy you think? Hmm? We can't fight crime like that. Where a politician can call his friend, the minister, and say, hey boy, back off your boy them. Who you have your boy them don't know say me a minister to or me a MP to. The boy them don't know me high official. That type of corruption cannot fight crime. So therefore, the only way you think about fighting crime is putting limitations on civil rights rather than disassociating yourself from the gangs them, Stop funding the gangs them. Detach on support and self from the gang them. No, on make them run riot round with Pamela Clark, Junior Gilmore. On make them run riot round with. And then when come tell with a crime I go down, while we see through with eye, see shooting I go up. The Zozo, the state of emergency, and all these things are put limitation upon our freedom. What you need to do, Prime Minister, Minister of National Security, when you have a hotspot to deal with, put a higher concentration of police within that area, patrolling on bikes, patrolling on foot, patrolling in car, have police stationed in the area on and off. Those things deter the actors. But when you just set up a checkpoint and harass people, that doesn't necessarily fight crime. That doesn't necessarily weed out the bad weed them. You just transfer them from one era to another. Too much of this type of policing without effective policing policies and strategies. You can't police with just state of emergency, curfew, Zozo. That's not policing. These things end up in constitutional violations. You know that well, Prime Minister. You've had rulings from the court to that effect. It's not like we're just guessing spelling it. It is what the court has said. You are violating the constitutional rights of Jamaicans by imposing all of these limitations and restrictions and law-abiding citizens in order to aid to fight crime. You can do other things that will be effective, such as one, stop funding them, stop supporting them. stop interfering with the police investigation when it's a gang aligned to Red Labour or PNP. Let the police do them work independently and lead where the evidence follow. A lot of our police in Jamaica, regardless of how we treat them and castigate them, a lot of them want to do good work. The problem is the khaki uniform top brass all the way up to the Minister of National Security is the major part of the corruption, is the major part of preventing them from doing their job. No, Junior, as somebody in this spheres, I am also here to give the government idea. I'm not just here to beat them. Oftentimes, when you would hear me give Andrew idea of how I think it would work better, just like come and tell him, say, with our new road infrastructure, cut out the mall galang in and lay concrete before the asphalt, and we'll have a much more durable road. As citizens, it is our job to have these conversations with our leaders, to advise them. This is a part of the democratic process of engagement with our politicians. Regardless of who did it, Labour or PNP, and we have good advice, we'll give it to them. Necessarily, politicians don't listen to the public or to the people. Them get on with them friends who fund them and them corporate friends and all of that. But we must give them our opinion and ideas of what would work better in our country. Because if we see them go south and allow them to go south and know the country is going to go south with them, we share a part of the blame and responsibilities as well. So as well as criticizing them, that's the purpose of media. We criticize them, but we advise them also. Whether they want to take it is another thing. But I think we need different crime fighting strategies. I think Dr. Chang needs to take some new advice, or if we can get a new Minister of National Security, then I think Dr. Chang needs some new advisors. But then again, the lack of independency in what investigators do, the corruption that goes from investigators to prosecutors, and it is just a long shot. But it no means so if we give up. That's why them sing the song in a church. So press along, saints, press along in the wicked pastor them own way. I still can't find the wicked article. But basically, as you see on this screen, it's a clergy calling on the church to repent. What this major pastor is saying of the Anglican diocese is that the Bible has been used to misinterpret God would I like to find it, come I want to look upon it for telling away me think the fool is saying. But in the end, you can know that it's a softy towards the Samoa agenda issue, because he's saying the clergy has used the Bible to misinterpret the Bible in ways such as where the clergy would say God never created Adam and Steve, he created Adam and Eve. But he's saying, no, God create Adam and Eve. God creates Steve and Steve. God create Eve and Eve. And but you can see where he's suggesting the churches, but then a long time the Anglican Church is moving in that direction, especially in a Britain here anyway. So it is, in short, I'm going to post the article, the Gleaner article on me in my YouTube community page. Or I will pin the link in at the top of the chat afterwards, after the live done, so anybody want to read it. But he's basically saying the clergy mistranslate the Bible to promote homophobia, misogyny, stigma, discrimination, prejudice, and all that jazz. But when you read into his mindset based on what's in the article, then you would view that as a softening up for the Samoa agenda. Because, you know, the church and state work part and part. In a long time, be careful of these pastors. Jamaican pastor arrested on sex charges in New York. Jamaican-born Brooklyn-based pastor Reverend Edwards Richard Hines has been arrested by New York police on sex charges. The charges unsealed in New York Supreme Court yesterday accused Hines of third-degree rape and having sex with an underage male minor. Long time I tell say be careful of where happen around a clergy there. The church scandal, worse than for the scandal, is only that the church scandal to a major degree in many countries have been covered up. But if the scandals in the church, Catholic, Anglican, every one of them, were to ever come forefront, you would be surprised to know how much they are involved in the abuse that we are uncovering day after day from the entertainment industry, political, in every one of them involved. But we are in the era of truth. We are in the era of truth. There's a thing called hindsight, but I'm not going to go into this subject until CMR has been sentenced. But when you look at some of the videos, hindsight shows you what you've never seen in the reality. Just leave it at that for now. Because I promised myself I won't have an extensive view on the issue until CMR has been sentenced. My decision is purely based on the young lady that she's in public spotlight, and I understand and know how it feels when your name is being dragged in the public spotlight for whatever reason. But given this reason, I know it is an awfully difficult thing for her being a public figure in the social media sphere. So I'm going to leave it at that. But if you want to keep giving your power, Gloria Morris, and the money to the church to continue the crime against humanity that the churches have always been involved in. The greatest crime on earth was the enslavement of the African race. The church was hugely involved in that. You think the church is going to blink its eye to commit any other crime? The church took part into tying your mothers or mothers to tree and cutting babies out of them. The church took part into tying us to trees and burned us alive. You think the church is going to have problem committing any other crime against us? I mean, the church have done their very worst. Do you think the church have a problem with committing crime? Ask some of these pastors behind the vestry. If you think the church have a problem with committing crime, do you not see they engage in stealing on a weekly basis? If you think the church, Lord Jesus, boy, me love being mad, you know. You know why me enjoy madness? I have a problem with sanity. I have a problem with sanity, and this is part of me liking President Trump as well. Not loving President Trump, liking President Trump. Because I have a problem with sanity. And we all know President Trump is not sane. Some part for the good reasons. Because one thing I hear Trump say that I agree with is the bullshit that has been taught now that you're them theirs who mares and tears other than he, she, man and woman. We must draw that back into society, regardless of our sexual orientation. A woman is a woman, a man is a man, and white people can't force me to believe otherwise. That agenda is being pushed a stretch too bloody far. And if President Trump plans to pull that back, it's a good thing. Regardless of who we love or who we sleep with, my mother is my mother. My father is my father. My mother is a woman. My father is a man. It's simple. I don't need somebody to teach me that somebody born and chopped into a wrong body or God have made a mistake. I think that's a stretch too far with the left. Way, way stretched too far. Regardless, we're still man and woman. This, I'm neither man nor I'm neither woman, or I'm a man and I can have a womb, and or I'm a woman and I can have a penis. It's a stretch too far. Literally. It's literally a stretch too far. For me, that's not a gay agenda. That's a narcissistic, perverted, queer agenda that's been pushed. And I don't think, because they have this madness in school, too much madness under the banner of equality. That's why I'm telling you, say, when you don't hear that word, equality, let it perk your ears up. And you want to listen. What equality are they advancing? What are they talking about? 14 amendments, good morning. What equality? What are they talking about? I think the left has gone too far with this cuckooism. It is really a stretch too far. And if Donald Trump wants to rein that in, it's a good thing. The issue of abortion, I always reserve myself having a view on it. And I'm not going to have a view on it. But on the other hand, I think the Democrat sells abortion wholesale too much like, it's a paracetamol, you feel a pain, take a painkiller. For crying out loud. The skilling feel, Cousin Myrna, Ladybug, Tash, morning. This killing feel. I mean, aren't we tired and fed up of it? Where everything the left think about is killing. Here's a Bill Gates sign deal with Coca-Cola and Pepsi, and you don't know what Bill Gates are put in there. And you still a walk and drink Bill Gates drink them. You still a walk and drink Bill Gates Red Stripe and Heineken and scenting them with Bill Gates by sharing. Why you not walk and drink Bill Gates scenting them? Talk truth. Angela 48349. What go on, my friend? Why you not walk and drink Bill Gates scenting them is my question. Anything you know say Bill Gates buying, walk away from it. Anything you know say Bill Gates invest in, turn far from it. Stay far from Bill Gates and his things. Michael Nepo Wagwan, Fabian Anderson JP. Stay away from Bill Gates and him something them, yeah? Anything on see Bill Gates invest in, anything on see Bill Gates put money in, take up on your shoes, take on your shoes off on the foot and run barefoot to make sure that nothing in your way. Run barefoot. Anything on see Bill Gates, put money towards. Run fast. Nothing wrong with water. When you can't drink source of water. If water tastes bad to you, just eat fruits before and after the water is simple. Stop walk and drink this thing them. Stop use tea bags. If you don't want to go use bush boiled tea, stop use tea bags. They're not good for us. More and more we find out that we are a slave to the industry of poisoning in the name of food. We are being slowly poisoned. And that with the focus pan. Go and go plant something. You have dot plant something. You know, sister, you can't buy nothing in a shop. And you still not plant. You can't afford to go in a shop, go buy anything, you know. And you still not planting. You not plant. But with you not complain, say. Every day we not complain how things there. We no can't afford to buy what you used to buy them, but nobody not plant. We no still willing to go a shop go buy the one sweet pepper for umochi. Rather than you dry a couple sweet pepper seed or a couple hot pepper seed and plant. Rather you cut off a few skelly and root and plant them in your backyard or in a one pan. Exactly, Angela. Make your own drinks from natural herbs. Stop use tea bag. Go broke bush. Boil tea. Stop use a lot of these people things. Go market, go buy fresh food and cook. Rather than go supermarket, go buy the whole heap of packaged things and the whole heap of laced with chemical things. Bill Gates are prepared for more on, you know. You see, if Trump now follow them orders for war, you don't know say another lockdown is coming. Just keep on yourself alert for another lockdown because they are blood baiters. There's a thing in Britain called blood sport. Blood sport in Britain is about getting a dog, a gun, and a horse and go chase fox and shoot it or make the dog take it and tear it up. So no stay there and think say a normal people where walk monks. If you can have a sport called blood sport, you think we walk against sensible people. This is one of the reasons why I feel the PNP should contest, but leave them to do whatever they do. Contest certain of these seats. One, Labour is not strong in the poll or in a lot of places across the country. Even in their stronghold seat, you have disgruntled people. The people not seem to be comfortable with Mr. Simit because him never do him job as counselor. Obnoxious and brutish. But then again, I know him the people them I go vote for. The people them I go vote for him papa. I know the Jamaican love to vote for either old people, dead people, or people resign and no use. Not so we old people them not no use, you know. But of course, Mike Henry don't have no use. Babsy don't have no use. JC Hutchison don't have no use. So it's not like we're put limitations for old people. We just attack the truth. So them one day don't have no use. But I think this guy should be challenged. You might never know what you might crops up with. Certain, I think, Miss Filbert should have been challenged in the by-election as well. But PNP must know strategically where them I do true love morning. Me not go get involved with them because they must know what them doing. I don't think nothing from them juice outlet, etc. I don't think I've done my own juice. Yes, you buy your juice extractor. Have a juice extractor in your house and you extract juice from your fruits them. If me feel like drinks juice, have juice at that, me do me have me extractor in my kitchen. But these all heap of chemical things, because we seem to enjoy going to the doctors all the time, relying on their medication. But one of the things we can do is change a lot of the things we used to do. Go back to like how we see where grandmother them used to use the whole heap of bush. Yeah, Yvonne Riley, how are you? When you can't hit the like button, people now go make me go off the rails. When you see me dip on the rails, 163 on up on the producer Wayne. And only 79 on the live, 11 on Global Studio, and 1 on GTV Group. When you hit the like button, when you like when me go off the rails, on a tan bad so. When you like peace. I wonder if you not Everard Warmington related. Can I come like when you don't like peace? Boy, I miss the labor them with so empty conference and galangin. Never mind. Because they always say me love trouble the labor right them. Me nothing a trouble, me love trouble them. But back to the Prime Minister, Robert Honeywell. Prime Minister, you have 2 seats in the Senate to fill. May I beg you one? No, me serious. May I beg you one of the Senate seat? Because me in the media, George Davis in the media, and me here say, you're going to give George Davis a seat in the Senate because it look like once you work over nationwide, you will get up in your life. Prime Minister, may I beg a seat? Me tell like good enough, Prime Minister, me know you like liar. One good thing do a Prime Minister if you tell lie for you, it go cost you much. Come in, I go tell them stupid like Dana, Nesta, and Favor, you know. No, I mean, I go speak gibberish and Spanglish like Chang. Nah, go be that way there. I go tell good lie for your Prime Minister. Believable lie with people have to put in their pocket and can't go bank with them. May I beg a seat, Prime Minister. Are you saying no? Are you say experience and all of that no matter? But anyway, Prime Minister, I have a law degree, I have a law diploma, I have a paralegal diploma. Prime Minister, me know you not look for my CV, but me qualify. I have worked in the administrative and customer support industry for quite some time, Prime Minister. I even did an internship at Department of Works and Pension Delivery Center, Prime Minister. I know well about government policies and all that, Prime Minister. I'm a good debater. I'm lippy like Warmington, but I'm not dunce and foolish like him, Prime Minister. Beg your job. No, may I beg a seat? Huh? May I beg a seat this morning, Prime Minister? I am begging a seat. I'm sure, policy-wise, Prime Minister, I would have an awful lot to offer. I am one who think carefully and strategically on my feet, Prime Minister. Not one you would have to hold a gun in front of like you would with Favor, and even then she could not read from the mantra you have designed for her. Prime Minister, beg your seat. I'm sure I could do better than Everett Warmington. I could do better than Marsha Simit, who we've never seen or heard. I could do better than Ann Vaz, because I do not cry to water. I drink it. Prime Minister, beg your seat. Beg your seat. I want to do well, Prime Minister. The country, Prime Minister, needs people who wants the country to be developed and do well. Prime Minister, beg your seat. I mean, if Matthew Samuda could get there by way of corruption and crooking a Prime Minister, I'm asking honestly, beg your seat. Because you have seat I give you, you know. You have seat and you don't know who to put in there. May I beg a seat? Because we can contribute. We can contribute to the Prime Minister. So may I beg a seat. But then again, I'm not a disciple. So I'm disqualified. Aren't I, Prime Minister? I'm too challenging. I'm too barefaced. Because that's the problem my employers always have with. I'm too lippy. I have too much to say. So I'm disqualified, aren't I? Because I am not a disciple, Prime Minister. Not a disciple to your fiscal management. Something that is yet to reach down here, because you say it's up there, you know. You said for 6 years we have managed to turn and fix it up there. And we're going to share it with you down there by way of reach, spark, spare, and share. Acronyms, Prime Minister, just make it up and go along. So, spark, spare, share, reach. Aren't we still hungry, though? Aren't we still suffering? Aren't we still confusing the shops of what to really buy? Because we can't pick up luxury things anymore, you know. We have to pick up necessary things, isn't it? But the economy is so well. How come we not feel it in our food price? How come we not feel it in our bills? Even when your wage raise the wage twice, Prime Minister, compared to cost of living and inflation, still not feel it in the wage neither. So maybe you need to look at the direction you're going and ask yourself, is this where I promised myself that I was going? Where did I lose my strategic direction, Prime Minister? Where did I lose my strategic direction? Where, Prime Minister, did the power got too much to my head? Probably after 2020 with that overwhelming undemocratic win that election in the middle of a pandemic that raised the pandemic figures, that gave you millions and billions from international donors, that the Jamaican public is still waiting to receive their furlough and lockdown money, the support that you got. Never mind, Beryl, Kamala like a hoe, you them backs you down, you know. Ask before you go. Don't go in a piece, Kamala. Scream and walla like the lipstick pig that you are, Kamala Harris. Scream, kick, and walla and ask Andrew Holness, that 31 million, what have you done with it? Thank you very much for being here with us this morning on the Global Television Group. I know some part of my rant people may not like, but I saw it go. You have to rant sometime. Sometimes you have to come across dunce like Everard Warmington. Sometimes you have to come across bright and sparkling like Nigel Clark. Sometimes you have to come across docile and cuckoo and foo-foo like Faisal. Sometimes you have to grinny like Nesta and Dana. You just have to mix it up. Anyway, thank you for joining us this morning on the Global Television Group. Join us right back here this evening for the People's Point of View. I'm going to rest my eye because I've been reading and watching so much till it made my eye blurry. These screens are not really good for eye. I can't wear glasses because it tickles you so, and it make me sit down and laugh whole day if me put on glass. Now, if me put on shades, when me walk, there's a hole in front of me where me tap figure in at the hole, but then my foot reach ground before it reach there because the hole is not as deep as I thought. So that's some of the mental stupidity I experience with props and things, so I don't engage in them. Thank you all very much, and good morning, good afternoon from the Global Television Group.
We don't feel comfortable sitting in Parliament with a Minister of Government who has openly accepted responsibility, who expresses no regret for the act, where a Commission of Parliament has confirmed that the act is corrupt and has referred it for prosecution, and that Minister shows no sign of wanting to resign, or the Prime Minister showing no signs of moving to dismiss the Minister.
With all the sympathy that one can have for support, this is embarrassing, not only to the government as a party, not only the PNP, but to the government, to Jamaica, to all of us. Our heads bow this morning with this sort of reaction to it.
So we have to take firm actions in this regard. It is a dark day for Jamaica, where the Prime Minister is unwilling or afraid to act against a minister in which the public has lost total confidence and in which the institutions of the society are all agree that this person does not enjoy their trust or faith and has breached the confidence that the people have placed in them. I believe that this has the potential, if it continues, to bring down the entire government.